But here in South Carolina, the more pivotal election will be the June primaries in 2 weeks, with early voting for it opening tomorrow. State House reporter Mary Green explains what you need to know and why these races are so important.
Just in the last few months, decisions made here at the State House affect how much South Carolinians pay in taxes, how much money goes to fix their roads, and whether they need any training to carry a gun. So if you want a say in who makes these decisions that affect South Carolinians' day-to-day lives, the upcoming June primaries will very likely be your best chance.
Every voice matters.
But in South Carolina, the elections in which they matter most are the primaries.
We are one of the least competitive states in the nation.
There are 170 total seats in the South Carolina General Assembly, all of which are up for election this year. Analyses show as few as 6 of those 170 seats are in districts that are actually competitive, meaning a candidate from either party could feasibly win. Similarly, just one of South Carolina's 7 U.S. House seats, the first congressional district in the Lowcountry, is considered somewhat competitive, though it now favors Republicans more after the state's latest redistricting cycle. Lynn Teague with the League of Women Voters says the overall lack of competitiveness is the result of both gerrymandering and of some parts of the state simply favoring one party over the other.
In many ways, what it tells us is that the primaries are wildly important in this state. Day to day, those primaries and local races are going to influence your lives much more than the general election of a presidential year.
But these are the races that also traditionally yield very low voter turnout.
We're often seeing a lot less than 20% of registered voters show up. And very often those are our most angry and motivated voters. And if you're wondering why the polling shows that South Carolina's people as a whole are more moderate than what happens at the State House, it's because at the State House we see people, legislators, responding to that base that votes in the primary.
Teague also says these races don't all have to be so uncompetitive.
If we had really, really good turnout, all of these predictions could go out the window.
If you're a registered voter in South Carolina, you've got a few options on how to cast your ballot for the primary. You can vote in person either on Election Day, June 11th, or during the state's 2-week no excuse early voting period, which begins tomorrow.
Some people also have the option to vote by mail if they meet certain criteria, like being 65 and older or having a work obligation that prevents them from getting to the polls